Hi guys, new hobby video. I've gotten to work on my 15mm Polish-Lithuanian army now, and the first unit I'm working on are the Lithuanian Hortzy. So these were Lithuanian cavalry. I already finished one base. Got one base done. And according to the artwork on the box, like I guess the sample artwork on the Fire and Sword site, they're supposed to have shorter spears, but I wasn't really able to do that, so they just have long spears, long lances. I didn't cut the wire down because I don't really have the right cutters to do that, and because I have like multiple pairs of like these kind of clippers, and they work for wire, but I don't really think they're designed for it because it kind of damages the blade part. And these are my favorites actually. These are Tamiya cutters, and they say they are for plastic specifically, so I don't want to damage them. Anyway, but they'll just have longer lances. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And then we have the Ottoman command unit finally finished. I've got the Ottoman general standard bearer, and the musician, the drummer. Yeah, I think it's coming along nicely. Like I've said in some previous videos, I'm starting to enjoy painting 15mm a lot more because I can just paint a lot more figures in one sitting compared to 28mm, and it's much better. So, and today I also went to one of my local game stores, and they had this paint from that YouTube painter Duncan Rhodes, Too Thin Coats, and it was fairly inexpensive, so I thought I'll give it a try. I haven't used it yet, so I'll give it a try, and probably in the next video I'll give my impressions in it. I just got the one color because I have plenty of paints here from Vallejo, and yeah. So hopefully I can finish the rest of this unit soon. So these are the other two. This is the second base, and then this will be the third base with the command figure with the hammer there. My one complaint with these Fire and Sword figures are not really with the figures themselves, because it's mostly about just getting help painting them, because I don't really know on some of these like what's supposed to be part of the jacket and what's supposed to be part of his pants. I think I've kind of figured it out now, but it would just be nice if on the store website they had like just a few more reference pictures of what the figures look like up close. Yeah, that's all. I mean, at 15mm, the detail isn't always going to be super crisp, and that's totally fine. I mean, because at 3 feet, these are going to look pretty good, I think, and they'll look nice, because now that I'm back in the U.S., I'm seriously mulling over how to put together a convention game in the later this year or maybe next year at one of like the HMGS conventions. And I'm thinking I would like to do this Battle of Setsora I've mentioned on the channel before, between Poland, Lithuania, and the Ottomans. And to that end, I have a few ideas. I wanted to kind of just share and maybe get some feedback, because I think doing something like that in this 15 millimeter scale will just be a lot more manageable, because I've already got, once all the Polish troops will be painted, I'll already have a lot of Polish Lithuanian units. I'll have a lot of Ottoman units, and it will be much easier for me to just add to those 15 millimeter armies, and also, not to mention, much more cost effective. And then the other thing, I found on Etsy a seller with a set of 15 millimeter terrain that he called like a Hussite camp, but it's really just a medieval camp with some wagon forts, some tabors, which would be really useful for doing Setsora, which I made a video about on the channel some time ago. If you want to check that out, I looked at an Ottoman chronicle about it and did like a kind of a loose translation. So the battle was just to summarize briefly, the battle was this Polish camp with Cossack, with their levied, so Polish troops with some levied Cossacks. So I will have to get Cossacks, but that's really easy because Fire and Sword has an entire Cossack range, so I can probably get the Cossack box set and use those as the levied units. But anyway, the Ottomans attack this camp of Polish and Cossack troops, and they end up losing pretty badly. The Polish troops are pretty much kind of martyred as heroes, and it's kind of an upset victory for the Ottomans. Now the end of the story is that the Polish army comes back the next season and wins pretty decisively, but I think it would be fun to wargame that kind of one of these desperate battles in history. Plus, it would just be interesting to share two countries that their military history is kind of obscure and in the mainstream of wargaming, I guess. So that's my plan right now, especially, like I said, because I have a lot of the figures already. I just have to expand both forces a little bit, get the right terrain, and then I'll have I can run the game. I think, and it could be interesting. And especially in 15 millimeter, I think it helps get kind of the scale of these kind of battles. It helps to represent them a little bit more, I think, on a 6x4 table, instead of doing it in 28 millimeter, which for me right now, that would be really expensive to get all the figures, buy them, do all the painting and basing and everything, and then have to run a game like that on like a 10x12 table or something. That could be a little bit much for me at this stage. So I think that's going to be my goal for now, is to try and do this, and see what happens, and try and make it to a convention soon. Another idea I had was to try and develop, maybe in the next couple of years, some kind of Renaissance Wargamers meetup, or call it a workshop, I guess, somewhere in the US, because there really isn't a whole lot of organization in the wargaming community for this kind of 1500 to 1700 period, and it's not super popular. So, but I think it could be fun if maybe there are other gamers in the US out there. We could possibly organize something like a 1-day kind of gaming day somewhere. But we'll see. I mean, that takes a lot of planning, and at this stage of my life, I don't know if I would have the resources to do that for now. But just an idea, and hope maybe something in the future. But that's what we've got going on. Like I said, I think I'll have a lot more progress to show very soon, because these 15mm figures, I'm able to paint them quite quickly. So yeah, so that's what I've got going on. I hope you like my videos, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.